Another type of chemical bond known as singlet bond or singlet linkage. When two atoms are joined together by the single electron is known as singlet linkage. It is denoted by half arrow. Example, PCl5, phosphorus pentachloride. When PCl5 is heated, two chlorine atoms are eliminated easily and rest three chlorine atoms are eliminated with hardly or difficulty. It means the bond of two chlorine atoms is different from the bond of three chlorine atoms attached to the phosphorus atom. The two chlorine atoms which are eliminated easily on heating are joined to the phosphorus atom with a singlet linkage. Here in the central position there is phosphorus atom. In the outermost orbit of the phosphorus there are 5 electrons which are denoted by cross sign, and the chlorine atom has 7 electrons in the outermost shell which are indicated by a short circles. 3 chlorine atoms undergo sharing with phosphorus atom with 1 electron forming single bond, and rest 2 chlorine atoms are joined together by phosphorus by singlet linkage. In this way, in the phosphorus atom there are 8 electrons in the valency shell, and chlorine atom also require 8 electrons in their valency shell. So the structure of phosphorus pentachloride is in such a way, and it is correct. Next example is the sulfur hexafluoride. Sulfur has 6 electrons in their valency shell, and fluorine atom has 7 electrons in their valency shell. 2 fluorine atoms are joined together by sulfur by sharing 1 electron, forming single bond. Here there is sharing 1 electron of fluorine atom indicated by a circle, and this electron is of sulfur indicated by crossed. In this way, these 2 chlorine atoms going to form single covalent bond with sulfur atom, and rest 4 fluorine atom form singlet linkage with sulfur atom joined by single electron. In this way, sulfur hexafluoride has 4 singlet linkage and 2 single covalent bond. The topic is the distinction between electrovalent compound and covalent compound. It comes in the chapter chemical bonding. At first, you have to know what is the electrovalent compound and covalent compound. Such compounds in which electrovalent bond is present is known as electrovalent compound, and the compound in which covalent bond is present is known as covalent compound. Now, the distinction between electrovalent compound and covalent compound are as follows. First one, the electrovalent compounds are mostly solids, less liquid, and rarely gaseous, while covalent compounds are mostly gaseous and liquids and less solid. Next point, the melting point and boiling point of electrovalent compounds are high. It is due to the electrostatic lines of force present in the electrovalent compound is broken, consuming more heat energy. Therefore, melting point and boiling point of electrovalent compounds are high. The melting point and boiling point in covalent compounds are lower than the electrovalent compounds because in the covalent compounds, electrostatic lines of force are not present and heat energy is not consumed to break the electrostatic lines of force. Next point, the electrovalent compounds are soluble in water but insoluble in organic solvent like acetone, benzene, carbon tetrachloride, chloroform, etc. The solubility of electrovalent compound in water is due to its polar nature. The compounds which are polar are soluble in water because water is also considered a polar solvent. So, polar compounds are soluble in polar solvent and non-polar compounds are soluble in non-polar solvents. Organic solvents are non-polar, therefore electrovalent compounds are insoluble in organic solvent. In contrary to it, the covalent compounds are insoluble in water because covalent compounds are non-polar, and if the covalent compounds are polar in nature, then they are soluble in water. And non-polar covalent compounds are soluble in organic solvents. And in contrary to it, polar compounds having covalent bond is insoluble in organic solvent. Next point, the molten state of electrovalent compounds or aqueous solution of the electrovalent compounds are good conductor of electricity because in molten state or aqueous solution the ions are formed which are the carrier of electric current. Thereby the molten state or aqueous solution of electrovalent compounds are good conductor of electricity. Because in the non-polar covalent compounds, no ion formation takes place, and in the solution, the carrier of electric current is the ions, because here there is no ions, therefore it is bad conductor of electricity. While the polar compounds having covalent bonds are good conductor of electricity in aqueous solution because they furnish the ions in the water. Next point, the electrovalent compounds do not show space isomerism or stereoisomerism, while the covalent compounds show space isomerism or stereoisomerism.